What is actually required for most men to bench 315? Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I'm going to chat with you guys a little bit about this. And people don't like to hear this. This is obviously, like you guys see me just doing an easy triple here with this. This is flat back, wide grip, no wrist wraps, any of that. When I actually arch and do all this stuff differently, you guys have seen me do this for 8 reps before. Right, I've benched 315 for 8 pause reps. When I arch and do all of it powerlifting style, that's doing it bodybuilding style. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's what most of you should be doing. Guys who want a bigger bench, they don't want to accept that they have to get big. They don't want to accept that you've got to build pecs and you have to build triceps. And all these guys, they want to do a lot of lockout work. They think that they can technique their way to a really big bench. They just want to arch more. They want to bounce. And none of them are accepting that if you want a big bench, and I mean a meet legal bench. When I'm talking about benching 315, I don't mean bouncing it off your chest. I'm talking about, a reasonable arch. Okay? A reasonable arch, pausing it for a 1 count on your chest, driving it up without your butt coming off the bench. Like anything less is not a 315 bench. I'm sorry if you're using whatever elbow sleeves and you're bouncing it off your chest. That's not a 315. It doesn't count. That's nonsense. So when I talk about getting a 315 bench, I'm talking about a real 315 bench for 1 rep, like using what you guys saw me do for 8 reps before. Okay, nice clean reps. Let's talk about what people really need to get there. First of all, it's going to be time. All right, the average guy who is not willing to bulk up fat, not willing to use a bunch of gear, all this other stuff, you're going to have to put in some time building muscle. Okay, I'm not talking about the guys who, I reached 315 a year and a half. That is not the genetically average guy. Then you also have guys, well, I've been doing this a long time and I've never got anywhere near that. I think that's a nonsense for the average guy. No, it's a good, very long-term goal for the average guy. But we need to be clear again, guys are not actually coming in building the muscles they need to build. Okay? What you really need, first of all, is a whole lot of pause reps. Whole lot of pause reps. And you should probably be doing a fair amount of it like you see me doing right there. Flat back work. Wide grip. Same thing on this higher rep stuff, Doing some 10 to 12 rep sets the same way. Notice what these sets look like. Control. Pause. Right? I'm using all chest to drive that off the bottom. You see me using a bunch of leg drive? No, that's flat back. Look how wide I'm gripping it. I'm pausing it. It's controlled. Pause, drive. There's no cheating happening. I'm not using any tricks with my elbows. Just using chest. Because first and foremost, big pecs equal big bench potential. Okay? And people have to accept that. The whole idea from equipped powerlifting that it's all triceps, that's nonsense. And I'm not saying triceps don't matter. We should be doing tricep work. I'm going to cover that too. It's probably a good idea to build your triceps. It's a good idea to build your lats and biceps. These are all good things. But first and foremost, to get a bigger bench, you just need to be pause benching. And really, let's be realistic. You shouldn't need any of this other stuff to bench 225 for reps. None of it's required. A simple 5x5. Okay? And I want to be clear here. If your goal is just to bench 225 for a couple reps, you just need to do 5x5 with pauses. That's it. Just get good at it. And maybe do some band press downs for your triceps to keep your elbows healthy. For the average guy, that is literally all you need to bench 225. And you just need to eat enough protein and be willing to gain muscle. Stop cutting all the time. Not since quit bulking so fat that you feel like you need to cut all the time. You probably don't need to bulk or cut to reach that modest goal. You could probably recomp and get there if you're at a healthy body weight. Just recomp. Stay at the same weight and just eat plenty of protein and carbs. Keep your fat low. And I do mean that. You just need to be consistent. Just do lots of pause benching. Do some band work for your triceps. So we're talking about getting to the 315 though. Okay? Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of pause benching. You need to build your pecs. You need to get your pecs strong out of the bottom. Okay? I don't care how much weight you can lock out. If you can't get it moving out of the bottom, it doesn't matter. Period. Now, you might be stronger on your maxes with a closer grip, and that's okay. But your base building, you need to be doing what I'm doing. You need a big chest. Okay, some guys are like, well, I use a closer grip and I arch more. Well, so do I when I've hit bigger benches. And that's okay. It's where I was at the time. You may not be there long term. All right, pause, 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 pause. Tons of pause reps. Most of the guys I know who bench over 500, that is what they preach, by the way. Not all of them, but most of them. After that, what do you need to do? You need to build your lats. Okay? Pull-ups, chin-ups. Rows. A lot of people will argue rows, but you know what? I feel like pull-ups and chin-ups can do the same job. Build big lats. Build big old lats. It'll help you pop out of the bottom. It'll help you control the eccentric reps so you can touch correctly. And then after that, you need big, strong triceps. Big, strong triceps. Now, I've used JM presses in the past for some of this because it does have good carryover to the bench. But even heavy extensions like this, even though it's a little more long head focus, bigger triceps. Okay? Now, here's what I'm going to say with that. If you're trying to get real good at the lockouts, the JM presses work because it is a lot of lateral head. What about coming out of the bottom though? Out of that stretch position? Maybe some extensions like that are a good idea. Because at the end of the day, if you're talking about building a big raw bench, and that means you have to pause it. You don't have any shirt to help you out of the bottom. If you're not trying to do all you bro bounce it off your chest, we're talking about a real bench. Speed out of the bottom is everything. You don't think the long head matters? When we get into that deeper stretch position down there, some of those extensions help. Bigger lats help. Chest is the most important though. Those other things will contribute. Nice wide grip pause benching. And lots of it. Right? I'm not saying you need high volumes with it. I'm saying that you're going to have to do a lot of reps. You might need to combine some heavy work with some light work. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.